Disney made a surprising admission in their latest earnings call. They actually are a bomb factory now. Not in the sense that they're actually manufacturing those things, those weapons of destruction. No. This is the kind of bomb that Disney has started to master, the cinematic bomb. And they actually pointed one of their coveted Marvel films as one of the worst, Thunderbolts. And I get a chance to say, I told you so again, so let's go. Now, before we get started, just a real quick reminder, my Culturians, we need as much support as we can get, so double check you're still subscribed to the channel. Many of you have been unsubscribed for some reason or another, and make sure you turn on all the notifications so you don't miss anything. We get tons of information and entertainment to you each and every week, and I don't want you to miss anything. So, while you're also down there, and this will really help out, hit that thumbs up button. Let's get to 1,000 likes on this particular video. After all, everything helps, including your comments down below. All right, let's talk a little bit about Thunderbolts. That's right, from Cosmic Book News, Matt McGloin writes, Thunderbolts BOMB Fallout. What it means for Marvel's next Avengers. Well, if it's followed on the heels of the next bomb, which is this Fantastic Four flop, I would say the next Avengers are pretty doomed, because they don't have anybody cares to see. And nobody cares about any of these characters because these characters never got developed in the first place. And what was developed is, I am the replacement for the far superior character that you liked. And that's actually what's been happening, at least in my estimation, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But let's look at this. Marvel's Thunderbolts has now joined the Marvels and Captain Anti-America on Disney's growing list of recent underperformers. It's okay to say flop, Matt. You can say disaster. You even use the word bomb in the title. Let's not mince words. These things suck. The company's latest investor report revealed that Thunderbolts contributed to operating losses in the quarter and may have been a hit with a write-down, which is a corporate speak for a movie Disney expects to lose money over the long term. Boy, do they have an awful lot of those lately. I wonder if you've noticed. But the fallout may not end there. With Avengers Doomsday on the horizon, Thunderbolts could have a ripple effect on how Marvel approaches its biggest event movie yet. That's right, Doomsday, with Robert Downey Jr. Thunderbolt's financial failure, well, pretty big. Disney's Q3 report grouped Thunderbolts with Pixar's Elio as films behind a $21 million operating loss in the content sales licensing division, which doesn't cover the promotion stuff, I don't think. The report also mentioned higher film cost impairments, meaning Disney doesn't expect one or both movies to earn back their production and marketing budgets through box office, streaming, or licensing. Holy cow, that's a disaster. In the case of Thunderbolts, with a reported budget of around $180 million before marketing, and we know that budget's a lie, the write-down is a clear sign Disney sees the project as a long-term underperformer, one that will weigh on Marvel's bottom line for years to come. Yeah, because nobody wants it. Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to want merchandise from it. And mind you, you need the merchandise sales, Disney. Remember that big flywheel? Yeah, you broke the hell out of that, didn't you? Even Marvel's Fantastic Four may be slowing down. While Disney celebrated the Fantastic Four first steps as a critical success when it opened 2 weeks ago, its early box office momentum now appears to be fading. It didn't exist in the first place, Matt. Come on. The initial strong debut hasn't translated into steady ticket sales, raising concerns it could join Thunderbolts and Captain Anti-America in the underperformance column. It's already there. And if you watch the box office video from earlier today or yesterday, you will have seen the fact that that thing hit a 60% fall-off cliff for the second weekend in a row. So on its third weekend outing, it is in full collapse. If Fantastic Four can't hold its audience, and it doesn't seem to be able to, that puts even more pressure on Avengers Doomsday to deliver a massive hit and restore confidence in the Marvel brand. I don't know if you're going to be able to get everybody back. Marvel Downey Jr., now that Robert Downey Jr. is playing Doom, who cares? I don't. The Fantastic Four First Steps dropped what the trades described as a devastating 67.1% drop in its second weekend. And it just followed it up with a 60% drop in its third weekend. The worldwide box office is currently at $385 million and should pass $400 million during the weekend. It probably is going to be closer to $424 global, except it's got very little chance to even cross 500 at this point. But again, I've got another video for you on that one. How this impacts Marvel's next Avengers? Well, historically, Marvel ensemble films like Avengers Endgame have been guaranteed blockbusters, but the back-to-back-to-back underperformances, I added the extra back in there myself, of course. Now potentially including Fantastic Four, oh, well there it is from Matt, could push Disney to rethink budget sizes, casting decisions, and even story scope for Avengers Doomsday. Something which is supposed to have like 50 characters in it. There aren't even 50 characters left that I care about. The studio can't afford another $200 million plus film, actually said to be a lot higher, that fails to meet expectations. Marketing strategies may also have to shift, with Disney focusing more on safe, crowd-pleasing elements and less on risky creative choices. Read woke garbage. The problem is it's baked in. Anything that Kevin Feige is behind these days is structured in the gynocentric realm, which means you've already converted boy thing to girl thing. Girl thing is built to be delivered to girls, not the boys anymore, and that's a big problem. You've taken away the sparkly bits that the dudes like, and you've leaned into the muscly bits that the girls like. Not that the guys don't like to see the muscular guys doing good stuff, they just like those guys to be celebrated and not denigrated, which is basically Disney's plan for every male, especially white ones. We can also add that Thunderbolts' failure could lead to script changes for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Kevin Feige recently described the Doomsday screenplay as fluid, meaning it ain't finished. It may not even exist. They may have a few lines written on a piece of paper. We don't even know the extent to which this thing has not been completed because they just brought in a new writer, I think, 2 weeks ago to work on it. This is how badly things are structured at Disney and are being allowed to be structured at Disney. Specifically mentioning The Marvels is partly due to audiences not having seen the characters' Disney Plus appearances. Yeah, and the fact that those characters were never popular. They were forced into a TV project that nobody, or TV projects that nobody cared about. Everybody kind of pointed fingers at and laughed at. And not to mention the fact that they made Brie Larson so unlikable in her Captain Marvel role. Of course, the girl power element, full tilt on that film, didn't help either. Many of the Thunderbolts team members were introduced or developed primarily in Disney Plus series, which, let's be frank, nobody watched, no matter what anybody tells you. So, with the film underperforming, Marvel have to choose to give those characters a smaller role in Doomsday. Who's interested in watching them? Nobody. And they shouldn't even be in those films. You need to go back and get the characters that you either set aside or disappeared or even killed off and put them in this movie, or nobody will care. Especially since you are taking everybody's favorite character, the granddaddy of Marvel, as far as many people are concerned, and sticking him in a different role. Whether or not he wanted it is irrelevant, because you have to cater to the fans, not the actors, because actors can lead you to doom, and in this case, quite literally. Can Marvel bounce back? Well, Matt, no. Marvel's done, cooked, over. This needs to be put on a shelf and rested. Why? Nobody wants it. The shill media is out there telling you this. Not only that, they're all telling you this. Disney, you screwed up. That's all the articles being written right now, including the one that I'm reading from. You broke it. It wasn't busted, but you went in and decided to change it all up with your political garbage, and here's where we're at. The death of Marvel. Well done. Matt says, the MCU has recovered from individual flops before. Thor: The Dark World, which probably was one of the most terrible movies ever made, and then they made The Eternals. But the current streak is different, as multiple high-profile titles have stumbled post-Endgame. Yeah, most of them. That's why Avengers Doomsday is shaping up to be a true make-or-break moment for Marvel Studios. If it delivers, the film could reset the franchise and kick off a new era of box office dominance. Probably unlikely. Leading to Feige's new age of mutants and the X-Men reboot. Hey, as long as Feige's not in charge of X-Men, I think we'll be better off. And so will Marvel. If it misses the mark, which it will, Marvel's once unshakable grip on blockbuster cinema could slip even further. And the most important word not said in any of that was Disney. Disney did this. Disney, because of its poor leadership and management, especially because of Bob Iger, let Feige leave this thing to rust and rot away without intervening. And where we're at now, because Iger's such a terrible leader. He can buy things, certainly is more about breaking them than anything else. And like any bully in a schoolyard, all it would take is the investors to stand up to them. Oh well, bye-bye Marvel, and bye-bye profits on top of that. I've had my say at this point. Those are the things that I think. Let me know what you think. That's right, audience participation time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think that the first 3 releases of Marvel this year kind of pointed the direction to the ultimate end for the entire franchise? Do you think that Thunderbolts and its terrible performance, along with a shoddy performance from Captain Anti-America, gave us what we had in Fantastic Four? Do you think another $100 million was hiding somewhere in Fantastic Four if only other Marvel films had come and delivered? And finally, outside of a terribly cast Pedro Pascal, was there anything else that they could have done to make Fantastic Four First Steps more successful? Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, along with anything else you want to say about Marvel or Disney, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a heck of a conversation. Oh, and it also really helps the channel. As always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, Culturians, see ya! Probably it's something else.